This is a hippopotamus, the humble, hairless hippo, wandering the savannah for the past couple of 100,000 millennia, helicoptering their poo around as they frolic in the water. He sure does look cute as he hatches a plan to be the most deadly mammal on Earth, but what exactly is this creature? Like, I know a hippo is nothing more than a hippo, but still, what is it? If we go a ways back in time to the ancient Greek times, people then have been just as confused about how to classify a hippo. Long ago, the hippo's habitat was far wider than it is today. It was found in North Africa, so the ancient Greeks would run into them from time to time. And those poor old Greeks were just as confused as we are as to what a hippo is. The name, hippopotamus, is Greek meaning river horse. But surely it was obvious to them that this is not a horse. It is nothing like a horse. It has hooves, although a horse is an odd-toe ungulate while a hippo is even. Also, the hippo, it's got no mane, no riding, no neighing, not anything alike. To give them something, a hippo does like to hang out in water, so they get 1 point there for the river horse. And oh my dear, hippos are truly unique for a land animal. For one, they are almost completely hairless. They have hooves like horses, cows, pigs and deer, and they eat grass like a cow. But their stomach systems are completely unique. They do not, as they say, chew the cud, for they only eat their food once, unlike cows. They have a 3-chamber stomach that can ferment their food, so they save all that silly regurgitation and chewing their food again like all other land-based grass-eating animals. The theory of evolution has all animals related in one form or the other, us humans included. All have a common ancestor with all other life on Earth. Over generations and generations, and I must really stress the incredible number of generations, mutations have formed so that different things from a hippo to a hummingbird could come to exist. So which animal is the closest relative to the hippo? This is a question that has plagued scientists for the last 150 years. For, until recently, evolution theory has looked at the physical characteristics of animals and see where those other characteristics show themselves, which makes sense. If two animals have the same characteristics, then it's more likely that they are related than two animals that don't. Hippos have hooves. They eat grass like a cow. Could they be related to a cow? A female hippo is called cow after all. Based on the physical characteristics, scientists thought that hippos were most related to pigs. And come on, look at these two. The hippo is basically the pig's bigger cousin. There were just a few problems with the hippos that didn't fit with the pig theory. Like, the hippo is almost completely hairless and secretes this odd red blood sweat, while pigs have hair all over and sweat like, well, a pig. Pig stomachs are completely different and they can eat almost anything. The lungs are different as well as the vocal larynx. Time and science progressed and the little story of DNA enters the picture. DNA, the building blocks of life itself. When whale DNA was run, it was noted that there was a sequence within their DNA that was only in one other creature at the time, and that was, you guessed it, a hippo. There has been a build-up of evidence that the whale was related to even-toe ungulates, such as giraffes, hippos, and cows, and this really put the icing on the evolutionary cake. It became the accepted hypothesis that hippos and whales had a common ancestor some 55 million years ago. And then a number of things about whales started to make sense. Their digestive system, which is similar to hippos, with their multi-chambered stomach but doesn't regurgitate food, and the way the hippo is completely hairless is another commonality that could be explained by their common ancestor. But the thing about this trait is, it seems that these evolved separately in both hippos and whales. Convergent evolution, if you will. When the scientists went back to the DNA evidence, they noted that the hairless skin genes were not the same. It seemed that whales and hippos had acquired this change in appearance by different DNA mechanisms. This has resulted in the most peculiar classification of the whale, as it is now an even-toed ungulate, which has a few issues, namely, whales do not have toes, they have fins, and ungulate means hooves. And as stated before, whales have fins, not hooves. Almost as silly as calling a hippopotamus a river horse, if you will. What this really shows is how isolated the poor old hippo is. Its closest relative lives in the ocean, eats a completely different diet, has flippers and fins with few attributes the same. For the past 50 million years, the hippo has endured life when its relatives become further and further distant. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed learning about how hippos and whales are related. Hit that like button and subscribe. Thanks.